I think like a lot of people who have like a good situation in life, it's like money's not as much of a motivator, but for you, probably money was a huge motivator. You got to get your career going. You got to start figuring out your life at a young age. So, how did you kind of like? How much did kind of losing your father and stuff and living in the gym by yourself basically propel you to like? Because people don't know this. You've been fighting like every month since like 2020. Right? So you got like
Yeah,
nine
yeah,
amateur fights or something like that. I'm guessing that number, but it's a big amount. And then you got like I
yeah,
think it's what like nine pro fights too now. So all these
yeah.
are like
I
back
so
to
I
back.
had yeah, I when I started my amateur career, I was like, hey, coach, I'm trying to make some money. I'm trying to get out the hole I'm in. I'm not trying to stay in the gym. I want to go get my own place.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I got you. And actually, so before I was gonna go back to school for college, for wrestling and stuff, and I asked him, I was like, do you really think I can make it to the UFC, coach? He was like, I'm not telling you to drop out of college, but I promise you by 23, if you stay with me, you'll be in the UFC. And that's not even no bull crap. He really said that stuff, and I was like, damn, coach, you was right. But I think me sleeping on the couch and me being as hungry as I was, and being at the lowest point I was when I first got here, it's made me be more appreciative of the moments I'm like being blessed with. Like, just even being able to fight on LFA was crazy. Like, people don't realize when I'm as humble as I am, it's just because, like, man, I came from literally zero and I'm doing this right now. And like, that's why the night of the Dana White fight, I was like, even if Dana don't give me this contract tonight, I'm already happy in life. I feel blessed. I'm able to perform on world stages right now. And 3 years ago, I was sleeping on the side of the road. I was sleeping in a basement with a bed made of pillows and a blanket, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely like I've already won. I've already won. The rest is just profit. Like, it's just, I'm being very blessed, and I can tell the world my story now, and they'll listen. Like you and everybody else. Like, nobody was listening 4 years ago,
Right.
but now they're listening, respecting, and are understanding. Like, I really come from nothing.
Yeah, and you hear it time and time again, like Kamzat, he's another one living in the gym, you know. You got the UFC fighter Themba Grimbo. He was living in the gym too before he got a big win. So yeah, like that seems to be kind of the money's the motivator. I think a lot of UFC fighters, because it's weird to say, but I think MMA, I get the vibe that a lot of fighters are able to do it because their parents kind of, have a good life and they just live at home and then they go train as their hobby and then it's kind of like their dream and
Yeah,
stuff. You feel me? So it almost moves
yeah,
along slower for them. But that's what I'm just putting out there for people to know about you is that you didn't have that luxury. You know what I'm saying? Like
mm-mm.
every day that goes by, you're fucking struggling. So that's why you're fighting every
Yeah.
month and putting in that work. And that's why you're proud of yourself because it seems like you've left no stone unturned, huh?
Yeah, yeah, man. And I was actually just talking about this, like with how the UFC treats their fighters. Before I made it, I was like, damn, do I even want to go to the UFC? The way people were talking about the UFC, like they don't take care of their fighters and stuff. I was like, man, how much they've done for me. I only been in the UFC for 3 weeks. I'm like, they are taking very good care of me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good. I'm good forever now. Like, I'm straight. I'm like, y'all must have been fed the golden spoon if you're not happy with what they're doing. Like, they paid for all my meals while I was up in Vegas. They paid for all my medicals. They gave me money to fight. I'm like, I'm good. I'll stay in the UFC forever. I'm
Yeah,
happy.
you're stoked on that. I feel that though.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people, they have a good life. It's gravy, so they're probably like, "Oh yeah, I deserve this," and all that shit. But you coming from a grateful perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very happy with how they're treating me. I'm cool with
Yeah.
UFC.